Good morning, good morning, good morning. Very stupid o'clock, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going this morning back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. First off, just to kind of tell you how much fun it is to have some person interrupt your usual routine. And this is innocent. This is not like the JRC with their bizarre behavioral rehearsal lessons. So, Paul, I usually get up at 1 a.m. Yeah, I know, I'm insane. In order to get up, exercise, and have a long, leisurely cup of coffee before I have to get on the clock, right? I usually have times in the morning to myself. I crave that alone time. I have to have it. But Paul this morning decided that he was going to go ahead and start cooking for today about around time I was doing my usual routine in the morning. Because that is unusual and is not regular routine, I got beyond irritated. It threw me off. And I don't really deal too well with being thrown off. I mean, I can handle it to a point, but let's just say my autism things were getting, prickly. Remember, the JRC would like to interrupt my routine by grabbing me by the fucking throat or by the collar of my shirt and threatening me in order to then trigger me to have a behavior and then shock me for it. Tell me, folks, if I just get a little bit irritated just by a slight change in routine, how is a random attack out of nowhere, including one that can be prompted every fucking 10 minutes, gonna do for us? Yeah, but then you can learn how to handle it. Let me tell you something. Coming from me. Once one enters the autistic fog brain, there's no coming out until the next day. Once you enter into that mindset, that fogginess, we're pretty much fucking helpless against it. There is no better dealing with it. It's what these idiots don't seem to understand. When you are an autistic fog brain, when you regularly violate their privacy, torture them, and also throw off their routine, there's no fucking coming out of it. There's no better handling of it. There's no triggering a better behavior. All my features are going to be out to haunt me today. It's just how it is. I just wanted to give you an example of how ridiculous their bullshit is. This morning we're going to go into their creepy-ass video monitoring. But first, now the disclaimers. In the description box, folks, you're going to see the link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's quote-unquote behavioral modification program. The JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they do not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused to comply, so please read that article and share on all your social media. We also have linked NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding in case the JRC has the balls to see through with their threat. We also got the pertinent links in regards to the Agape boarding school situation. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that takes in so-called trouble mill teens that has, and pending so far, over 21 lawsuits and allegations leveled against it, substantiated by the Missouri Department of Social Services that include physical abuse, sexual abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, starvation, and yes, even child trafficking, and that's just touching the surface there. We've had one former staff arrested by the FBI, the other a doctor who's still on the fucking premises after multiple claims that were substantiated by the Department of Social Services who did the investigation of sodomy and sexual abuse against the students there, and he still has access to them. Yeah, he's eyeballing prison time, but he's allowed to be around kids. Go fucking figure. What is wrong with these people? We've had an attorney general who's a fucking joke, who instead of doing his goddamn job was to be found the night before last kissing Trump's ass at Mar-a-Lago on our fucking tax dollars. Hashtag do your job, Attorney General Eric Schmidt. We have all the articles thus far we have gone over on this channel. We also have a link to the change.org Shut Agape Boarding School Down petition. Please share all of these on all your social media and don't forget to sign that petition. We also got the pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. This channel is also marked not for children for a reason. We use profanity and we talk about dark subjects. If your child is 16 or younger, parental supervision is very obviously advised. It is 4:33 a.m. in the morning. I'm pissed off. I'm in autistic fog brain, and I'm just overall irritated air. So, if I stumble over my words, folks, apologies in advance, and please send all the vibes. Send all the fucking positive vibes, please. Alright, JRC policy on audio and video monitoring. And I do want to comment on this, because they're going to blow smoke at my ass. It's completely innocent. What if something happens in the bathroom? You don't need a fucking camera in a bathroom stall, Karen. Period. But what if they bang their head into the toilet? Maybe you should consider why they're trying to escape you, Karen. Maybe because you're torturing them and starving them to death. Couldn't be that. Activities in all classrooms and many other areas throughout the school and administrative buildings are monitored throughout the day by our monitoring department using a digital recording DVR and audio recording system. You gonna tell them about the cameras you keep in their fucking bedrooms and in their bathrooms? Our function of this system is to enable supervisors and visiting parents to observe what goes on in most areas of the school without having to make obvious the fact that they are observing. A second function is to enable our monitoring staff to view staff and student performance. The recording system allows supervisors to immediately provide feedback and support the staff and or the students. A third function is to enable staff to review any special incidents in the school and at residences or on transport vehicles. Let me read you between the lines here. You're going to find this in the New York report, corroborated by victim statements and also in several DESI reports. What does this actually mean? What the cameras are actually mainly used for is not what they tell you. It's not about security. It's not. They mainly use those cameras to pinpoint behaviors. So what do I mean? That means they watch these guys every second of every goddamn day of their lives and allow them no privacy of any fucking kind ever, anywhere, not even in their own bedrooms. It means that whenever they see what they call a behavior, the person in the monitoring room will then call the proceeding direct care staff or teacher so that they can then torture the student. One of the cases and points in this is the Andre McCollins situation, where the monitors show that he was refusing to remove his coat. The teachers couldn't get him to do it. And even though he was not hurting or fucking threatening anyone, they used that to then tell the teacher to pinpoint the poor boy. And after twitching, they hit him again and again and again. And then when he kept having a very explainable muscle tension due to the fact that he's being shocked, and that's a natural body reaction to electricity, being shot through your fucking body to cause harm, threw him on a 4-point board, face down with a helmet on, and shocked his ass over 31 times. Yeah. The main function of this so-called security system is a 2-point. It is to remove any sense of privacy or autonomy from the student. They can't go to their own bedrooms and fucking change clothes without somebody watching. If that's not creepy, I don't know what the fuck is. And they also use it as a means to basically dog the student every second of every fucking day so they can be tortured for the littlest of offenses. You stim? Shock. Roll your eyes at a teacher? Shock. You talking out about what's happening to you? Shock. They won't tell you that. They'll tell you it's for your own safety and it's to help them improve their behaviors. It's not, Karen. You're torturing that kid. You're removing their autonomy. You never give them a moment's fucking peace. You work those poor kids 7 days a week, about at least 9 hours a fucking day. You give them no fucking breaks. If they have a behavior, you take away even their rights to go out on trips out in the community. That's what these cameras actually do, folks. Now, they'll tell you, but other public schools do it. Other public schools don't have those cameras in the fucking bathroom stalls, Karen. They don't have it in the students' bedrooms in their own home. Those cameras are not used to repeatedly violate the privacy of that fucking student. It is beyond creepy. It is literally predatory level. You all are fucking predators. Every last one of you who participates in this is a fucking predator. When you sit there and you fucking watch on a monitor while a student gets dressed or fucking undressed, and you try to fucking justify it with saying, well, we need to make sure they have proper hygiene. Fuck me, people. A little embarrassing, but I'm going to put it in there. When I first became a teen, yes, I had a little bit of difficulty with hygiene, okay? I had a little problem of adjusting. Did my mom then fucking put a camera in there to watch everything I did just to make sure I was doing proper hygiene? Nah. Because she could tell. You can smell it. Okay? You can smell it. You don't need to violate someone's fucking privacy to the point that you literally fucking watch them in the shower and watch them dress. There is no fucking excuse for that. And don't give me this bullshit, well, what if they harm themselves in the shower? You ever think of maybe placing someone by the door? It's amazing the things you can hear if you sit by the door of someone in the bathroom who could possibly harm themselves or might need help. What you don't need to do is have a camera in there and then have a fucking staff member sit on the toilet while a student is bathing. Are you kidding me? Why not sign up every fucking pedophile on the sex registry out in Massachusetts for this job? I'm sure they'd love it. Okay? This is inviting predatory behavior from the staff. And they're already predators. You are literally allowing these staffs to pinpoint these students and torture them when they are literally at their most fucking vulnerable. Do not tell me it's for security, for our own good, and to help us with our behaviors. It's sick. It's sick. You have no business. None doing that. You have no business having cameras in their goddamn room while they dress and undress. And they can sit there and tell you, well, we have the girls monitor the girls and the boys monitor the boys. But that hasn't been the case now, has it? As New York has shown us and was corroborated by the testimony of Jennifer Masamba, they will have males watching the monitors for the girls. If there's somebody who's off duty, they will have them do it, folks. But it's completely innocent, I'm sure, right? These are trained professionals. If you all were trained fucking professionals, you wouldn't be working at the JRC, let's face it. Let's just face it. Anybody else who's ever been trained and actually worked, even in so much as the smallest fucking group home, knows this entire system is batshit insane. You do have individuals that have disabilities that require people to assist them when they bathe. These folks are trained to make sure that they can give these folks as much privacy as humanly fucking possible. This is not the same thing. These people are not the folks who need like physical help bathing because of disabilities, and there's nothing wrong with that. These kids have neurological disorders. Nothing is impeding them from bathing without supervision or assistance. Okay? It's disgusting what you do, JRC. There is no call for it. None. None. And please, don't give me the flimsy-ass excuse, no, they can harm themselves in the shower. Or what if they do this? Or what if? It's a what if fucking straw man salad. With a side of what if and a side of bullshit and more insanity for dessert, okay? There is no reason for the fucking extreme violation of privacy that you all engage in that school with your video monitoring. None. Okay? To talk about an incident here, to give you an example, Jennifer Masamba brought up something where, like, one of her first few days at JRC, after the initial week, how she was strapped down to a 4-point board and then forcibly stripped against her fucking will and then forcibly bathed, where she could do nothing to stop it, where male monitors could watch it happen. Okay? Sick, isn't it? I'm going to leave you with that disturbing note. There is no reason, and remember, folks, I worked in the field. I was one of those that actually came into the homes where there might be suspected wrongdoing going on. And even in there, with people with various different disabilities of every kind, but not even there did they have fucking monitors turned on when the kid was taking a shit or changing their clothes. Okay? This goes beyond the usual monitoring of any facility. It goes way above and beyond. And this is just a part of the long list of things that they use for abusive purposes. And I'm going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. My one last comment is, so they violate all their privacy and they use it as a means to torture a student, to pinpoint every single eye roll. Things that we just let slide with regular neurotypical teenagers, but oh no, not us. We have to be more human than human. I do appreciate your time this morning, and as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.